Okay, now we're going to do the time series plot. And time series plot, our data is going to come from Amtrak. So let's do amtrak.df equal to read.csv amtrak dot. So it's amtrak data dot csv. The uppercase lowercase doesn't matter in file names. So there is Amtrak. So we have 159 observations, two variables. So you have the month and then the ridership. But here the month is kind of in a strange sequence. So you have, if you look at the second digit, okay, you see 1 through 12 and then 1 through 12. So it is in day, month, year format. So it's maybe it's not in the correct format. Let's look at str amtrak df and then see what we have there. Okay, see the month is a character variable. Ridership is numeric, which is good, but month should be not character, it should be a time value. So we need to convert that. For that we need the library forecast. Okay, so this gives you some code values that can change the character variable called month into a date variable. So how do we do that? Okay, so we want Amtrak month, right, which is right now a character variable, and you want that to be formatted as date. Okay, as date. As date is part of the base or. Okay, so what do you want formatted in that fashion? Amtrak DF month. Okay, now you specify in what way the date character field is in the data source. So in the data source, we have, okay, percentage D means DD. So the date is given as a two-digit number, and that comes first, right? And then we have the month. So month is again a two-digit number that comes in the second place. Okay, and then we have, okay, there are two ways in which year can be represented. A lowercase y means two-digit year, uppercase y means a four-digit year. So if you go back to Amtrak and you see the year part is four digits, so you must use uppercase y. So now if you run that and if you go back, you see the dates are now changed to a date format, right? And if you did, okay, I'll go back here and look at the str, and you see now month is in date format. Okay, so that's the first thing we have to do. So now we have prepared the data, and then a simple time series will be ggplot, right? Data equal to Amtrak and then mapping equal to AES. Now, y is ridership. Ridership. Now X is month. So X is the column, month column, and you have to specify a group here. How many observations form one cycle? So here we have monthly data. So 1 through 12 is 1 year, and then 1 through 12 is the next year, and 1 through 12 is the year after that. So the group must be 12, and then the type of plot we want is geom line. Okay, so now that will give you what is called time series plot. Okay, now let's put that in plot 1 because we want to run that. Okay, we want these 4 plots in a panel. Okay, now we want to zoom to just 2 years, so we have to first extract the data for those 2 years and then plot that, right? So extract, okay, let's call this Amtrak 2 year or 2 years dot 2 years. Okay, and then so now we knew we're going to do subset. Okay, we did the subset before for selecting named columns, right? Now we're going to select by month. Okay, so we want to subset from amtrak.df, and then we want to look at the month, right? And we want month to be less than or equal to a given date, and that given date is okay. We need to specify the date in the same format as we have converted this, right? 1991 year, month, and date. So year is 1992-12-1. Okay, so that will subset the data, and then we will do that same plot, except here it will be 2 years Amtrak 2 years data. Okay, so that's that, and we'll put that in PLT2. Okay, so now let's look at, well, here in PLT1 we didn't do one thing, which is a polynomial line through the data, right? We want to fit a polynomial model. So here, instead of, okay, let's first make sure that we are able to generate, and then we will put PLT to that. So this is your regular plot, your time series plot. Now if you want to add a smoothing line, right? So this is a smoothing line. So we do geom smooth. Now how do we want to smooth? So we need to give a formula for that. Okay, if you want a linear formula or binomial formula or exponential formula, so we take the ridership formula y. Okay, so y is already specified as ridership. Okay, now y, you want that to be a polynomial. Polynomial by x is your month. Okay, what is the power you want? Polynomial with the power of 2. Okay, and then how do we want that polynomial to be fit? Okay, formula equal to, okay, and then we need to specify a method, and the method equal to linear model. So linear model is LM. Okay, all right, so now there are some problems here. Okay, so first it has um, okay, I have a typo in method. Okay, so now it looks good. So we have a line we have fit, and the shadow band that you see is a confidence interval, and if you don't want that, you have to specify um, SE is false. Then the band will go away. Okay, and if there are any missing values, then you'll get an error. So you may want to place NA RM equal to, there is NARM is don't use, remove NAs, so you should specify that to be true. And you want a different color, you can specify that here. Color, say you want red. Okay, so it looks like that's working. So let's put that in PLT1, plot 1. So we'll remove that. Plot 1. Okay, so we have plot 1 and plot 2. Okay, so we have the 2 years plot. So these two plots we now have. We need to generate these two.